Conflict is hard. I am a people person. I'm a people pleaser. And so, I don't enjoy conflict. I want everybody happy and to get along, especially with myself. And that's just not reality, and one of the things that I've had to learn to do is recognize that conflict is an opportunity to grow. There is one parent at my church who there's been times that he definitely pushes back, but I've become so grateful for that because he can see areas that I'm not seeing. And it's always done in love. And that's one of the things that we have this respect on our team that, listen, if I disagree with you, it doesn't mean I don't love you. It just means I want this ministry to be the best it can be. I want our students to have the best opportunity. And so we try to have that very open conversation to where if anybody has conflict, let's get it out. Let's deal with it. Don't let it fester and, take it personally. We're trying to grow the kingdom. And so anything we can do to come together and encourage one another. And, even in conflict, that's become one of those ways that we're able to do that. And even if it's amongst members of the leadership team, just getting them together, talking about it and saying, okay, how do we go forward with this? Maybe adjust if we need to, but try to even celebrate that as a learning opportunity and a growth opportunity rather than viewing it as a negative.
I've found what's been helpful for me is having someone outside of the circumstance that I can bounce things off of. A confidant, someone that's not within the congregation, a friend that I can just speak to. And I've also found it very helpful to go in to conflict in humility and not thinking that I am right with everything and being teachable. To me, the biggest thing you can do to resolve conflict is just to allow yourself to be teachable.
So I think there's two types of people when conflict happens. There's those that are weird and they like conflict and they're like, that sort of thing almost like attracts them. They handle conflict well and they can figure it out and so those type of people, they don't need to hear anything I'm about to say. They've already got to figure it out. But for those of you who are like me and conflict is like your arch enemy, like I avoid conflict at all costs. Like I have a harder time dealing with it than other people. And so if there's a potential way out or around conflict, oftentimes I find myself taking that. But what I've realized is that oftentimes conflict creates opportunity. And I've learned over my years that sometimes in these tough situations where I'm having to deal with conflict with a youth worker or with a parent or with a student, when it's all said and done, I know it's uncomfortable in the moment and it's hard and I try and work through it, but when it's all said and done, I realize that more good has come out of it than bad. The relationships that I've built, the values that I've been able to talk through and instill. Sometimes the only time I meet a parent is when conflict happens, when I'm calling them because guess what your student did? Come in, let's meet. Hi, I'm Pastor David. And then the relationship begins. So I've learned to stop seeing conflict as something to be scared of and seen it more as something that I can produce an opportunity, that can produce some sort of a good response.